You are almost welcome to Noble TV family. This is your boy Negros One. Now we are going to watch over to see the top 15 places to visit in the world. You are almost welcome. Don't forget subscribe, like, share and comment now. Follow us more. The world is filled with such a wide variety of a wonderful destination and a beautiful place to visit. It can be quite difficult to compile a list of the best ones. Thinking about a traveler who, for whatever reasons, has never set foot outside his or her hometown, where would be the first place they might visit? So now we are going to see those best places to visit while you are a traveler or a passenger. The list of world's best places to visit has to include great cities like New York, Paris, London, and so on, each of which is filled with a multitude of individual cities or must-see places to visit. The list of all includes specific sites, monuments, and locations. Each also worth is a visit in their own life. For more idea on where to go and what to see, read and hear us. Here our top 15 places to visit. All is to Noble TV family. You are with Negros One, your boy. The first one or the first place is Machu Picchu in Peru. Machu Picchu, located high in the Andes mountains of Peru. Machu Picchu is now believed to have been a sacred royal retreat for the Incan lords, built in the 15th century AD and abandoned less than 100 years later. The remote site continues to amaze with its perfectly joined multitudes intricate stonework. Huge multi-ton blocks of stone are perfectly joined with each other without the use of mortar or cement. The journey to Machu Picchu typically starts in the mountain city of Cusco, which was the capital city of the Inca Empire. Cusco is a fascinating place to explore. Be sure to spend a few days there before or after your Machu Picchu adventure. It's possible to hike the Inca Trail from Cusco to Machu Picchu. The full hike takes 5 days, but you can also start closer and do a 1, 2, or 3 day hike along the trail. Most people take the train for Cusco, which takes about 3.5 hours. Let's continue to the second best place to visit in the world. The second one is the Grand Canyon in Arizona. This incredible natural wonder is the U.S. state of Arizona. It's one of those beautiful places for which photos or videos just don't it justice. Its sheer size and scope is hard to complain with geology formed over the past 2 billion years. 277-mile long canyon itself is believed to have been started around 5 to 6 million years ago. It was formed by the flow of the Colorado River, which still flows through it and continues to erode the geology along its course. The Grand Canyon is up to 18 miles wide in place and up to a mile deep. Imagine standing on the edge, looking down a sheer rock wall almost a mile to the river below. Here, most visitors come to the area referred to as the South Rim, and there is a range of accommodation available from tents to a rustic luxury canyon side resort built from logos. There are a few accommodations on the remote North Rim, and these are reserved years in advance. Also, many visitors access the canyon via the historic Grand Canyon Railway, which runs from the town of Williams, Arizona. The 64-mile rail line provides an entertaining way to get to the canyon with food and live music on board. For those driving, the canyon is about 3.5-hour drive north from Phoenix or so from Las Vegas. The third place best one to visit in the world is Rome from Italy. The Eternal City is more like a giant living museum. Visitors are immersed in and surrounded by thousands of years of history. It's a relatively compact city, and 3-day itinerary gets you to the minimum number of must-see places. These must-see sites for any visitors include the Colosseum and the adjacent Roman Forum, the Pantheon, and Vatican City, a separate country in the middle of central Rome. Take some time to explore the outskirts of Rome, to consider a hike along a tumbling section of the Appian Way, the ancient Roman superhighway, and a visit to one of the aqueduct ruins outside the city. The fourth best place to visit in the world is Maui from Hawaii. This Hawaiian island offers a wide range of experiences for visitors. You can suffer, enjoy a meal on the beach at a 5-star luxury resort in the Wailea, ride a horse across a dormant volcano in Halekala National Park, or hike through a rainforest in the West Mau Mountains. The natural scenery is amazing. It's truly one of the most beautiful islands in the world. When it comes to accommodations, there is something for everything here, from rustic hyper Bangalore bed and breakfast to 5-star luxury resort hotels. Wailea has all the luxury resort. It's like the beachfront Beverly Hills of Maui. If you are staying here, be sure to venture out and spend some time in Kihei, where the local hang out. The 5th place to visit in the world is Masai Mara from Kenya. Kenya's Masai Mara is an incredible biodiverse area and a popular safari destination. It's an opportunity to see the big 5 animals: lion, leopard, rhinoceros, elephant, and buffalo, all during one trip, or if you are lucky, during one afternoon. The protected Masai Mara National Reserve Park areas is a huge, over 1,500 square kilometers of main grassland, extending all the way to Serengeti Plain of Tanzania. The popular times to visit are during the twice-year migrations, the main one being in July and August. Over 1 million wild beasts and other animals across the area in a huge group to go from one feeding area to another. Most visitors fly into Nairobi, then take small barge plane to the Mara. The 6th place best one to visit in the world is Montreal from Canada. As you listen to the thousands of French being spoken around you and explore old Montreal, wandering down its narrow cobblestone streets, you might think you are in French, and historical area is filled with quaint shops and cafes. This Canadian city can be a change to experience a bit of Europe in North America. The city has a thriving food scene with several popular farmers markets, including the Etuata Market and the Jantalo Market. It's also known as for its burgers, cooked hot and fresh by several iconic must-visit bakeries. Be sure to visit the beautiful Notre Dame Basilica and take a drive up to Mount Loyo, the big hill or low mountain the city is named after. You will be rewarded with some amazing views extending all the way to the port. The seventh place to visit, best one in the world, is New Zealand. With its striking natural beauty, friendly citizens, and recent popularity due to its uses as the filming location for the Lord of the Rings films, as well as many others. This island nation is one of the world's great places to visit. The biodiversity here is amazing. It's believed in New Zealand was one of the last places on earth have human inhabitant. You must start your visit off in the capital city of Auckland, which its culture, history and museums. Spend some time on the water and at the beach. Waitemata Harbour has beaches as long with a range of sailing and boating activities. Visit also the Lotoloa area to learn about and experience indigenous Maori culture, and head to Queenstown to experience the country's wide range of outdoor extreme action sports. Remember, this is where bungee jumping was invented. The eighth best place to visit in the world is Istanbul from Turkey. Turkey's capital city is another destination that offers a great mix of culture, food, and history. There are thousands of years of history here, starting with ancient Greeks and ancient Romans and leading up through the Ottoman Empire. It's an Islamic country with a secular government, so it's a good place for Western tourists to experience Islamic culture. They are a mixture of new and the timeless here, and like anywhere else, you can spend the night at a wonderful restaurant eating rich Turkish food and dancing to Turkish music. Then rise very early in the morning to the sound of the Azan or morning Islamic call to prayer. It echoes across the rooftops as it's broadcast from loudspeakers set atop the minarets of the city mosques. Istanbul has excellent public transit, which means it's easy to get around and explore all the major sites and monuments. Must-see places include the Blue Mosque, Hagia Sophia, and Topkapi Palace. The ninth best place to visit in the world is Angkor Wat from Cambodia. Located just outside the Cambodia city of Siem Reap, Angkor Wat is the largest religious site in the world. It was created originally as a Hindu temple and a mausoleum for the Khmer Lord in the early part of the 12th century and was converted to a Buddhist temple at the end of the 12th century, just part of enormous ancient city. Angkor Wat is the temple area. Angel Tomb was the city and palace area. There are hundreds of other ruined cities in the sites in the area or part of the ancient capital of Angkor. Siem Reap and its temples and ruins are now very easily accessible via their flights from Hong Kong and other large Asian cities. Accommodations and range from inexpensive guest houses to lavish luxury resorts with everything in between. The 10th best place to visit in the world is London from England. This historical English city is another destination just filled with incredible places to visit. A trip to London is an opportunity to visit iconic places like the Tower Bridge, Buckingham Palace, and the Tower of London. Take advantage of the Swilly, being a culture center, as well by seeing a West End theatre show or watching a musical performance at the Royal Albert Hall. Modern London is also a city of fine dining, luxury hotels, and world-class shopping. Don't miss museums. The vast British Museum is free and usually quite crowded. Make time to visit the Wallace Collection, a free museum on Oxford Street. It has one of the world's greatest collections of furniture and porcelain, along with some important old master paintings. The 11th best place to visit in the world is Manhattan from New York. One of the 5 blocks of New York City, Manhattan, is actually an island bordered by the East River and the Hudson, and a little bit by the Harlem River. This island is a bit less than 23 square miles and is home to almost 2 million residents, and in the dire influx of workers, and the island routinely holds close to 4 million people. No other city in the world offers the frenetic energy of New York City. It's filled with the world's best shopping and dining, along with incredible museums. Manhattan also has a giant green hat, Central Park. No matter the season, it provides a playground for the city's residents, offering a range of activities from museums to a zoo. There is also a lot of green space where you can play and relax, along with miles of running, biking, and skating trails. The 12th best place to visit in the world is a Paris from French or from France. No visit to the French capital is complete without a trip to and a trip up its most iconic structure. The 300 meters tall Eiffel Tower was quite simply the tallest man-made structure in the world from its opening in 1989 for 41 years until 1930. Use your visit as a stealth workout and climb the 300 steps for ground level to the first of 3 levels on the tower. If you are in the great shape, climb another 300 steps to second level, then hop on the elevator here to get to the top. Aside from the workout, you will also skip most of the crowd who want to take the elevator the whole way. The 13th best place to visit in the world is San Francisco from California. San Francisco is a truly unique American city and one of the world's great vacation spots. Explore its hills, ride the cable cars that climb them, and eat some seafood at Fisherman's Wharf. Also, spend some time exploring Marin Country on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge, including the Picture Square town of Sausalito. The giant redwoods of Maule Woods National Monument are only 30 minutes away and also well worth a side trip. Be sure to also make time for a visit to, or even better, a drive across the Golden Gate Bridge. This monument to modern engineering genius spans the strait that connects San Francisco Bay and the Pacific Ocean. The almost 2-mile-long 6-lane bridge connects the Northern California city with Marin County. Opened in 1937, the bridge has a unique geometric beauty and can be viewed from many areas on either side of its span. Some of the best views are from the Marin Headlands, a hill part of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area, a national park which includes area on either side of the bridge. The 14th best place to visit in the world is Hong Kong. The Asia's largest city can feel like an Asian Manhattan with giant skyscrapers in a compact area and serious focus on business. But venture deeper and you will find the city's unique mix of ancient Chinese culture and the remnants of its British colonial history, as well. Grinning skyscrapers are built with hand-assembled bamboo scaffolding in a fusion of new and old. The city also is divided into two main sections, Hong Kong Island and Kowloon, separated by Victoria Harbour. Take the Star Ferry across the harbour, still one of the great travel bargains. Give the spectacular scenery on both sides. You can also venture into the more rural areas to discover the sparsely populated outlying islands, hiking trails, and beautiful beaches. The last one best place to visit, 15th, is Marrakesh from Morocco. Start your Marrakesh adventure in the Jemma El Fenen, the main open square in the Moroccan city. It's the gateway to the Medina or Old World city. The square is like nowhere else in the world, presenting a consistent show of humanity. There are musical performances, snake shamans, monkey trainers, amateur boxing matches, and transvestite belly dancers. It's also a giant food market as well as giant antiques market and swap meet. You can even get a haircut or have some dental work performance at night. There are 5 performers and an outdoor food fair is set up in the center with row of food stalls fronted by counterline with chairs. This exotic African destination is on a short flight, usually less than 4 hours, from most major European cities. Is a popular gateway destination. There are frequent flights available. Accommodation range from layered traditional houses remade into luxury boutique hotels in the Medina to 5-star luxury resort just outside the city in the area called La Palmela. Yeah, let's thanks you or let's thanks you to someone who made subscribe, who made like, share and comment. This is Noble TV family Negros Newa. Don't